Yeah.
Yes, people, welcome back to another stream on the channel. This is your Game Week 34 preview, and there's like 4 or 5 games left, if we're including, obviously, the sport matches. So the season is almost coming to an over, finally, as a United fan. I needed to end it now, actually. So, we're going to talk about FA Cup games, Premier League games as well. Tomorrow, 5 p.m. UK time, I've got a United commentary preview with United fan tomorrow. But I'll still do Man United today. But tomorrow there's a single stream Man United commentary for tomorrow. But let's start adding the panels. Before that, let's get into the comments. Big up to you, JJ. Hope you're doing right. Big up to you, Chelsea. But make sure you guys, before I add them, I think we're 7 away from 500 subscribers. Please, if you're watching, make sure you share the channel. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. And let's get this, boys. We can hit this by the weekend. We can do this, yeah? So make sure you share it to your football friends. Yes, football friends! So, football friends, 500 subs, yeah? So, let's start adding the steps.
Big up, Boris.
Hi there.
Yeah, very well. Big up Chelsea fan. Big up Cameron. Big up JJ.
Yeah, man. Good to have you on. We do have man himself. We've got Super Mega Teta. Hi there, Manny.
Yeah, all good. I mean, listen, when it comes to Arsenal, I take a little bit of comfort in knowing that there are no English teams in the Champions League, but of course it's mucked up the coefficient. And the worst part is, if we have a really big slump, there is a possibility that we might end up finishing lower than Aston Villa and maybe finishing somewhere like 3rd or 4th. If we finish 5th, it would be an absolute disaster. But exactly. It is what it is.
Exactly, 100%. And obviously, last Abs is joining in like about 4 or 5 minutes time, but do have the man himself, Mr. B. How you doing?
Thank you. Right, be up, guys.
Big up, man.
Doing right?
Well, he wasn't on time, but 7 minutes late. But big up to you.
I was early, man. I was at the start.
Maybe. Yeah, I'm joking. Don't worry, man. Mr. B, I did tell DC that you was early last stream. That obviously that we did, but
I did say it was a full moon, though.
You know what? Yeah, I think, guys, it's been a good.
I can be on time when I want. Come on.
Yeah.
All right, saying yo, Waleed. Yeah, listen, he's hiding, man. He's hiding, Waleed. Don't worry, man. He's busy with his TikTok, man. Big up to Raj, man. Yeah, big up, Raj. Mate, you need to on Snapchat. You need to let me know what's going on with Proper Things Kitchen. You know, let me know, man. What's going on? Yeah, what's going on, Raj, man? Let me know. I'm joking. I know you've been busy yourself, but hey, what's going on? Cameron says, thanks, Chelsea. Good luck in Wembley. Yeah. Big up Stepsy, Manny, and Mr. B. Yeah. But guys, this week, I think it's been a good football week. A good week. Very good week.
Roll jobs.
Yeah, man. Like, for me, I don't know, man. Like, Manny, what do you think? Has it been a good week? Has it been a good week, Manny? Like, good week?
The cheek that you have, Oris, to come over here and give us lip when you never even made the knockout stages. In your group, where did you finish? You didn't even get European football. This is why I always say, do not engage in banter because you know you're going to get it back. So behave yourself.
You got burnt there, Oris.
But hey, I will give you some credit. At least you got the FA Cup.
Yes. Yeah.
But anyway, listen, Oris still. Yeah, he has some credit because he does have the FA Cup. But
we're losing.
I will say before we start that it hasn't been a good week for English clubs in Europe. Aston Villa will now be flying the flag, and the only hope that England has of getting something like the coefficient is if
Very
Aston Villa goes on
naughty
to
names.
if Aston Villa wins both legs of their semi and the final, and the German teams Dortmund, Bayern, and Leverkusen lose both of their semi-final legs.
There's
And
one thing I want to say
I
about
can't
that.
see that happening.
That Villa
Yeah.
one. Now, the Martin got 2 yellow cards. He got one for Table
What's
Racing
that
and one for
dancing
engaging the
doing there?
referee. Now, he was
How
able
old
to
is
play
he?
on the pitch after 2
Martin is.
yellows. Did he get banned now for the first leg of the semi?
Yeah, he's banned. for
Yes,
first
he
leg.
he,
He's banned
ha-
for
he
the
has
first
been
leg.
banned. He
He has
has
right,
been banned from the he has been banned from the first leg, and I think
Right, okay.
you
I
know,
didn't know if he did or not. I didn't get the news.
Yeah, because listen, if you take a look online and on Twitter, a lot of the headlines have made it pretty clear that he will be banned. I don't know if Villa have any intention of appealing the decision, because there have been some complaints about the referee's overall performance that day, and maybe they will try and get something. But if they, he is. I'm not going to deny that. I mean, he can be a little bit of a pork chop at times, but he is a damn fine goalkeeper. And as I told you, Mr. B, eventually he will mature.
Let's hope so.
The little wink now.
By the time he gets to 40, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, Oris, with your permission, shall we start?
Yes, of course.
Right. So we've got FA Cup action and Premier League action this weekend, and I did mention that United do have the saving grace of an FA Cup, but on Saturday, this isn't going to be the first kickoff. I believe the kickoff will be at about a quarter past 3. But it features wounded Manchester City, who, of course, lost to Real Madrid on penalties, and they will be facing Chelsea, who are something of a bogey team, given that they've drawn both their games against them. And it isn't just ice-cold Palmer. It'll also be Raheem Sterling trying to prove a point or two to his former employers. And I do believe the match will be taking place at the Etihad, so a homecoming of sorts for both those boys.
Oh, Wembley. Is that
And
Wembley?
The semi-finals are at Wembley. You're right. Thank you for correcting me.
Wembley.
Yeah, so thank you for correcting me. Now, let's start with Orest. As a United fan, you clearly have no love or graces towards Manchester City. I know you were gleefully talking about their pointing to their exit. Yep. Yeah, and obviously, this Chelsea team has been very Jekyll and Hyde this season. They've raised their game against some of the bigger teams, and of course, how good Chelsea can be, of course. Cole Palmer in extra time twice. So, for this particular one,
you have to say that, you cheeky guy, yeah?
I told you, son. You give something at me, you get it back in equal measure. But anyway, so you pretty much you've seen how both of these teams play. You've seen the best and the worst.
You check it out.
I will ask you 2 questions. Firstly, what do you think has been the secret to Chelsea not being beaten by City this season? And how do you think this game's going to go? What's your prediction?
Good question.
Yeah, I mean, look, for me, I always say in a normal football match, for me, it's important if the midfield battle is one between one team. I think for me, the way Pochettino has set up his side against Man City, I think it's been brilliant. I think the way they're organised and the shape and the midfield as well, for me, like I look at Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez, they turn up, they turn up with the actual price tag quoted, like in those big games. But when it's shoved United away, they want to turn like 2 McTominay. So for me, I don't know, but for me, yeah, massive credit to Pochettino. And also, I think it comes down to the attack as well. Like they create chance. For me, I'm talking about this one game at Stamford Bridge that they had. I thought Chelsea should have won that. I know it was 4-4, but Chelsea. And I see a comment from Chelsea fans saying Haaland might be out tomorrow. I mean, listen.
Haaland's been out a while, hasn't he?
That Norwegian and Andy Carroll, man, that's not going to be a huge miss for City tomorrow. So for me, listen, if Haaland's out, he's out. But yeah, big up Abs, man. How you doing, Abs?
Yeah, I'm good, man. What's going on, man? What's going on, peeps?
Yeah, man, cool.
Yeah,
Nothing much. So, Abs, let me ask you, which team do you support? I don't quite remember.
He's an Arsenal fan.
I'm Arsenal, mate. I'm Arsenal, mate.
Gooners.
Okay, brilliant.
Awesome.
So thank you for
The
coming in.
Ah, you know what?
Oris,
You know what?
that is no way to treat a guest. You should know better. So, anyway, Oris, what's your prediction then?
Chelsea, Man City. I'm gonna go 2-0
That was horrible, wasn't it? That was horrible. What an intro, man.
Chelsea.
2-0 Chelsea.
Yeah.
So you think? I don't think it'll be Sanchez in goal. He might be injured, so it'll be Petrovic in goal. You think he might keep a clean sheet despite his poor form?
Yeah, I reckon.
Yeah. Well, Chelsea fans going for City to nick it. And Simon Davies saying going 3-1 City, and if Holland's out, will be happy because he's doing, bugger all right now, as we would say. Stepsy, what's your prediction, and what do you think might happen tomorrow?
I think both teams are going to go for it. They've got nothing else to lose. I mean, they both want some cup glory. So Man City obviously now have got their eye on Premiership and FA Cup. So I think they'll want to get a double at least, because they were all for the quadruple, and that sort of fell pretty rapidly, didn't it? So they'll want the goals. Even if Haaland's out, they've still got Alvarez, and I think Alvarez is an accomplished striker as well, World Cup winner as well. So it doesn't really hurt Man City if he's out, because they've got people that can score over the pitch: Doku, Grealish, Bernardo Silva. Even though that penalty was awful, they still got quality there. Chelsea have got quality as well. Mudrik's coming into his own now, which I like to see him do. Palmer's on fire, and Sterling, like you said, has got points to prove. I think there'll be goals, because I think there's going to be a lot of pockets, lots of ways to explore. I'm going for Man City 4, Chelsea 2.
Oh
Wow. Plenty of goals.
There's going to be a lot of goals. It's going to be really open.
Plenty of goals in this one. Wonderful to see. Mr. B, what say you?
Well, that could be one of the scores. I think there's going to be a few goals there, definitely. I don't think Chelsea generally weren't very good defensively, although they've tightened up a bit more now. But yeah, I still think City will get through. I'm gonna go 3-1 City. Yeah.
Well, I love the confidence with which both of you are saying that City will win. The thing is, of course, Chelsea did win their last match. I know it was against an Everton team. They're a bit out of sorts at the moment, but still, attacking-wise, they are looking a little bit better, and maybe they're getting momentum at the right time. It would be really tasty if they were to, come up against a wounded Manchester City team whose treble dreams have been vanquished. And
they're doing it all without a striker, Manny, by the way. Not actually having a striker. I mean, Haaland's not even turned up, is he? Let's be honest.
Yeah, but they've still got Alvarez and Doku scored.
Yeah, well, Alvarez.
Think about the goals they scored.
Are they really strikers?
Boys, one at a time. Stepsy, you wanted to say something? Go ahead.
I said they've still got Alvarez who can score goals. Doku's been scoring goals. I mean, Guardiola scored a great goal against Luton. I didn't know he had a right foot on him, but he scored a great goal against us in the 93rd minute. They got goals all over the pitch. They don't need a striker really. Look at them last season when they didn't have Haaland. They still won the league.
Yeah, but the thing about Haaland. Really. Yeah, Mr. B, did you want to say something?
No, so I was just going to say, Manny, I think it's ominous that they can do it all without a proper striker. I mean, Haaland, yeah, but he hasn't turned up, has he? Let's be honest.
It could very well be that Haaland might be rested for this game. Abs, who's just come in.
Yeah.
I know you've got no affection for either of these two teams, and you must have enjoyed City crashing out on the same night that we did. Maybe it gave you some comfort, perhaps. How do you see this match going, brother?
Yeah, maybe skank, but yeah. Do you know what? I'm gonna go for 2-2, and then 5-4 Chelsea on penalties. That's what I'm saying.
Nice. That's exactly what I'm going for too. Desmond in normal and extra time, and then penalties to decide everything. I think it's fair to say, though, that Bernardo Silva, if he does take a penalty, he will never go down the middle ever again. And of course, it was the ex-Chelsea.
Everyone going to say that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but the thing is, it was the ex-Chelsea goalkeeper Kepa who gave Luton advice to stand his ground, knowing that Bernardo would be going down the middle. So well done to him. And now, of course, we've got a clash over here. The question is, will the
I'm
bees
leaving
be
these two to
Luton?
talk.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
wait,
okay.
step back.
All right, yeah. Let's go back to center. So the question is, will the bees be Luton 3 points from the Hatters at Kenilworth Road? Home team goes first. So Stepsy, how do you see this one going?
It's going to be nervous again. I was nervous when I was in the stands against Bournemouth. I was like, I was like, oh Jesus, we've got to get 3 points because I think Man City would be a free hit, which it was. We managed to get the 3 points against Bournemouth with a late goal from Morris, which was a lovely cross from Woodrow to get to Morris to flick the ball in the back of the net, which was good. Yeah, Bees beat us their ground 3-1. I don't think we turned up at all that game. I think we were lackluster. Just had no desire to go at Brentford like we had been going at teams, and it cost us. At home though, mini league now, 3 games at home, 2 away. But starting off with Brentford, then we go to Wolves, then we get Everton, then we get West Ham, and then we get Fulham at last Thursday at home. So mini league, home form has got to be a win. It's got to be wins. There's no draws or losses here, because if we lose, then we've got to get something away from home. And Wolves and West Ham ain't going to be easy, as we know, because Wolves are very good at home and Gary Neal's done a good job there. So I think it'll be tight. We've still got a lot of injuries, but what he has put out is doing the job, and they're working as a unit. Still big camaraderie there, so which is good. Brentford have got talent there. Tony's talent, but I'm more worried about. Can you say his name?
Mbeumo,
Bramo. I think his actual pronunciation is Bramo. His actual
I'm concerned about him, so I think we'll have to keep him fairly quiet as well.
What I was going for.
We'll have to adapt to that, and I think we'll have to bide our time, grind them down to a certain degree, and then sort of hit them when we can, and take our chances, because it'll be very few. Like Brentford will know, there'll be very few for them as well. So I'm going for a narrow Luton 2-1 win, because we're at home advantage is very crucial. There'll be a big house there. I'll be one of them singing along with the crowd. So hopefully we can get another win.
Right, and Steve, I know you did a preview for your channel with Tyler from T-Boys TV, and I think you were talking about the possibility of Brentford maybe not being able to field a full-strength team. You might have had some injuries, but you know, form would suggest that maybe. I mean, you know, you do have a higher position in the table, and I think on paper, at least, you do look to be the stronger team. But how do you see this game turning out?
Well, I think the real positive is we got a lot of good players come back now, which is great. You know, they've actually come back at probably the right time. You know, the likes of Pinnock and all that all come back. Shardy has come back, so he could be maybe on the bench. I don't think he'll start. Tony will probably be on the bench yet again, I reckon. Back to Brentford, yeah. Well, no, you've got to buy him, I'm afraid. You know, we're not having him back. So you got to give us 27 million and take him, I'm afraid. So bugger off. But anyway, you know, so but you know, I think we got I think we got a lot of players back, which is good. And of course, Bramo, we got him, and we got a lot of other good players to come through. So, you know, I'm fairly confident. But the thing is, I do fear Luton this time. They didn't turn up against us before, the GTEC. So I think they're going to give us a tougher game this time. I really do. And, but I mean, Anthony's already said my score there, 1-1. That's what I'm going for. You know, fingers crossed it's 1-1. I mean, it probably could be 2-1 to the Luton, but I love Cameron's score, 2-1 Brentford, but I'm not so sure. But I'm going to stick with 1-1.
Okay, well, we've got AFC Always who predicts a score draw, albeit a Desmond, so quite some differing results over here. Abs, let's come to you. What do you think is going to happen in this game?
Man, I want to sit on the fence on this one, you know, because I want Luton to stay up. How you doing, Stepsy? I want Luton to stay up, but also Brentford, they're like a local kind of team to me as well. So it's a bit hard for me to say, do you know what I mean? Who's going to be a winner in this match? It's going to be a good game. Luton have to win this one, as far as I'm concerned. 3 points will just do them so much at this time. So, do you know what? I'm gonna go for a 3-2 Luton. Not because
that comes true. They're going to put through the ringer tomorrow. I'll be on the blog most of the time. Should go Man United for that. Shit on their fans.
I just
good game for the neutral, wouldn't it? 3-2.
Boys, let him speak. Abs, go ahead.
No, I just think this game means a bit more to Luton because they're clearly in a relegation battle. Brentford, they could get. I think. Can they get?
I think we're safe, mate. Anyway.
Yeah, I think you're safe. Yeah. So I think Luton are gonna, Luton at home as well, and we know how Luton are at home as well. They're battlers, isn't it? So I think the manager will have them up for that game. But it all depends as well on, whether Tony, Mburma, Wissa, if those guys turn up, then you know what, it could be problems. But I'm gonna go 3-2 Luton tomorrow.
Okay. So 3-2 to the Hatters. Orest, what about you?
Yeah, big game for both teams. But obviously more for Luton at home. This is a tricky one, man. But I'm gonna go with a 2-0 Luton time win. I do think Luton will win this game. Mr. B, listen, I'm not doing this on purpose, but Luton, for me, obviously, they beat Bournemouth last week. I think they'll be a bit pumped up now. Robbie Edwards, he knows it'll be packed off it with the fangirls. So 2-0 win for me.
Yeah, he wasn't. I had a press conference after Man City, and he wasn't too downhearted. He knew what the game plan was. We kept him out for 60 minutes, which he said was positive, keeping him quiet for 60 minutes. Obviously, the own goal, he said, was a bit unfortunate, but he said, I knew what was going to happen, Man City. The game plan was to try and shut them out for as long as we can. He said there are some positives to take from it, and what we'll do is we'll work on the positives that we got from Man City and take it against Brentford. He wasn't downhearted. He was still upbeat, and I think that will resonate on the players tomorrow.
Okay, very good. So as far as my prediction is concerned, we've already seen a couple of Desmonds in this thing. I think Simon and AFC always have predicted a 2-2, and that's what I'm going to do as well. I'm staying firmly on the fence. You're not going to get that to move me from there. Of course, I don't see people being on the fence for this one. We've got two sides who look doomed to relegation, notwithstanding Burnley's recent run of form. Just goes to show that maybe starting Muric ahead of Trafford from the beginning of the season could have had different results. Maybe you can't say that based on the last game, but still, they look better. But to me, it just looks too late. I think we're just going to go around and ask the scores, and this time I'll go anti-clockwise, starting with you, Orest. Scores for this one.
Yeah, I mean, what the game this is, eh? It's so exciting.
Yeah, just the scores. Just the scores.
In the basement. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Just scores 3-3.
What?
3-3.
3-3 draw between these two. Wow. Personally, I'm not too sure I can agree with that, but we'll see. Abs, what about you?
That'd be exciting, actually, 3-3.
3-0 Sheffield United.
Wow. So you think Sheffield United might end up? Yeah.
Yeah, I think Burnley is shit. I just don't think Burnley are that great. I think Sheffield United, the manager will have them up for this game, even though they're going down. They got no pressure. They've got nothing to lose. So yeah, I think they're going to smash Burnley. To be honest.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, we've already got some predictions saying that Burnley will fare a lot better than that. Mr. B, do you concur, or do you think Sheffield United might beat Burnley? I heard you screaming fraud at Company.
Vincent Company's a fraud. Yeah. Yeah, he keeps playing in the same way. You shouldn't be doing that in the Premiership. You can't get away with it. So, no, but I think it's going to be closer than that. I'm going to go 2-1 Sheffield United.
Wow. Okay, Stepsy, what about you?
Well, we all know Sheffield United need to win this to stand any chance of staying in the Premier League. I think it's a man for task they've got to do. I do like Burnley with their football form. But like I said, Sheffield United need to win. I don't think they will. I think Burnley will keep them quiet, but I can see it just being a 1-1 draw.
Well, for me, I think neither of these teams' defenses are really good quality, and I can definitely see there being goals in this one. And I just think Burnley will end up scoring more. It's going to be a 3-2 Burnley win, and that should seal Sheffield United's fate. And now, of course,
no good.
Yeah, but now, of course, we come to a wounded Arsenal side who've come back from Germany with their tails between their legs, and they are travelling to.
Oh, Simon,
all right, enough's enough. Enough. Thank you all very much indeed. Yes, we are wounded, but the subplot here is that Wolves are also injury hit with as many as 4 or 5 players' availability being in doubt. 3 of them we know probably won't play. So this is probably going to be a game that Arsenal will need to win. And yet there's a part of me that thinks that maybe, our confidence might not be high. But Abs, we're going to come to you as the Arsenal fan, along with myself. What do you think will happen? And how do you think Arteta's going to be able to motivate the boys to get 3 points from this game as they need them?
Do you know what? Yeah, we've been to Wolves before, and we've got the win previously in previous seasons. It's going to be a tough game. The boys have to just switch off now from the Champions League. Now it's all about the league now. Everyone's expecting us to go to Wolves now to lose and everything, but I think we'll go there and I think we'll win comfortably. Actually, I think just because we lost to Aston Villa doesn't mean that we're a bad side. Yeah, we lost to Villa because we tired in the second half clearly, and Villa took advantage of that. So I think the boys will do a professional job tomorrow. I think they'll go to Wolverhampton, and I think they get a victory tomorrow. And then it just be back to the same again. Who's going to win the league? So it's a must-win for Arsenal. I'm very confident that we can get the victory, and yeah, I will be laughing tomorrow when you guys are crying that we've won. So it's all good.
Yeah. Thank you very much indeed. I do request that when RS, enough's enough. And I do request that whenever people are speaking, please do not laugh. I know that we're suffering.
Let me ask you, hold on, I'm triggered now. Hold on. Did you guys expect Arsenal to win the Champions League? Because no one expected Arsenal to win.
Your fan base, yeah.
No, but I don't think the fan base did. Well, I didn't anyway.
No.
But we weren't going to beat Bayern Munich. And if we did, we weren't going to win the Champions League anyway. So we're back to the league now. So that's where we're at.
I'll tell you
we've been good in the league.
Right? I'll tell you what, Abs, yeah? Sorry, man. But if you won 2-0 in that first leg, you would have got through. But the fact it was 2-2 in the end, that done you in the end, mate. It was advantage Bayern in the end.
Yeah, but you know what, man? You know what? Yeah. I don't care whether we're in the Champions League, man. I want to win the Premier League, to be honest, yeah? We can't win 2 competitions. It's one or the other. And you know what? The Champions League, the Premier League, Aston Villa defeat is more painful than the Bayern going out to Bayern Munich. Yes, the way we played against Bayern Munich was a pretty shit. I get that, but the loss to Villa, that is more impacting, I think, the guys more than the Bayern Munich. Yeah, so because we're still there in the league. Yeah, you got don't forget that we still can win the league. Sorry, we got Chelsea next, I think.
Yeah, exactly. And here's the thing, also,
that's a 3-pointer.
If we do manage to beat Wolves, of course, and assuming Liverpool end up beating Fulham. I think they still have an inferior goal difference to us, so we should
Yeah.
be top of the league, even with City ending up with a game in hand. And I think I personally was hoping that we would try and go far in the Champions League. If we had lost to Bayern Munich, playing really good football, then I probably wouldn't have complained. But what I guess really hurts, and I think maybe Abs can agree with me here, is that we just didn't seem to have any kind of any fight in that second half. It was Aston Villa settings all over again. And how we play against Wolves will definitely, determine if we've learned from that and are willing to do it. And we should have it easy, in theory, against an injury-hit Wolves team. But I do fear for our confidence. I am confident enough to predict. You know what? I do remember going on the Upper Tiers podcast and saying that it would be a 2-2 draw. But whenever I predicted the draw, we've always gone on to win. So I think I'll stick with the 2-2 draw. And it's not a nice prediction, but, there is more to it than that. So, Abs, thanks a lot for saying what you wanted to say. Oris, let's come to you. What do you think will happen?
I think Arsenal will win this. For me, there's no way of a chance. I thought Arsenal was going to win the Champions League, but for me, I agree with Abner. I think that Villa loss hurts more than the Bayern Munich defeat. So yeah, I definitely can see that from my perspective. So Wolves away, I am saying 1-0 to Arsenal.
Okay, very nice. Stepsy, let's go to you. What do you think will happen?
Yeah, when me and Alex were talking about this, I said, what do you prefer more, the Champions League or the Premiership? And he ummed and ahed a bit and said, actually, the Premier League. So I don't think he's too disheartened they lost to Bayern Munich. And Bayern Munich are the old veterans of the Champions League. They're always there or thereabouts. So they shouldn't be too disheartened by losing to them. You will be hurt by losing to Bayern, but you put up a good fight. It weren't as bad as people made out, because there's people saying, "Oh, Bayern are going to walk this 3-0, 4-0, and all that," and you didn't disgrace yourselves. I think you will bounce back. Now, all ties on the Premiership. Now, this is a golden running now, and I think you go Wolves and put in a performance. I still think it'll be tight, because I know Wolves put up a fight at home. They've got a good pedigree at Molineux. But I'm going to go for Wolves 1, Arsenal 2.
Okay, Mr. B, what say you?
The only thing I will say as well is that Arsenal never won the Champions League. So the problem is you've gone out of something where you could have won it for once in your lifetimes. You won the Champions League.
Weren't winning that at all.
They won next season. They won next season as well. They'll have a striker as well next season.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest though. They won. How many times they won the Premier? With under Wenger and everything.
I'm saying nothing.
They never won the Champions League. So in a way, you must be gutted to go out of that. Really?
Not really.
But
not
would
overly
you
gutted.
want to win something you never won?
I talked about it. He said he wanted the Premiership.
The thing is, what you have to understand, is that if I've never won it before, then I'm gutted to a point. But do you know what? It's not like we're in a final. We've lost the final, and then you know what I mean. It's like we haven't got over the hurdle. We've gone out to Bayern Munich in the quarterfinals. We've just got back into the Champions League. Let's face it, Arsenal don't have no world-class players, in my opinion. And I'm not happy that we went out.
Rice, could you say Rice? Good player.
Saliba.
I need to see a bit more from Rice. I do actually rate him highly, but that's a discussion for another day. But I just think that we're out now. There's no point, crying over spilt milk. We're out. I was gutted at the time, but you know what? In realization, if we can win the Premier League and we've gone out of the Champions League and we win in the Premier League, then I'll be chuffed. If we don't win anything, then obviously, I'm gonna be gutted overall. But I just think the Champions League is just different. You've got to be different in the Champions League. You can't have the same tactics playing in the Premier League and playing in the Champions League as well. You need a centre forward as well. You definitely need a centre forward in it. Arsenal need
Yes.
a bagsman in the Champions League. Yeah, no doubt.
Absolutely.
We
I
have
think
Hazard.
this B is they don't
Yeah.
want it, so they don't miss it. It'll hurt Man City more because they have won it and they'll defend it this year, so that'll hurt them more than it will Arsenal. Arsenal don't want it, so they're not too disheartened because they haven't won it yet. Man City will hurt more because they have won it.
Yeah,
I was reading that. Sorry, Manny. I was reading something. Did you read all that about their after Elise and whatever? They're at Arsenal.
Yeah.
People at the moment.
Are they going to link
Yeah.
us
So
everywhere?
here's the thing. Here's the thing. I like. See, the news obviously is that Arsenal have been given an extra 200 million quid to spend. How they're going to spend it obviously will remain to be seen. If we decide to blow another 100 million on another player, then I'm literally going to lose it. The most important thing is that we make sure that we buy the players that we need and the positions that we need, and just make sure that we're over and done with. And I would agree with Abs on Declan Rice that, he's still, I think the jury is still now out on him. I was happy with some of his performances earlier on in the season, but as the season's gone on, I think he's started to, lose a little bit of that edge a bit. And I think, I don't know if we can say that other teams have found him out, but he will have a lot to prove. Odegaard has improved.
Could Saka be one Sunday as well? Could Saka be a world-class player?
No, Saka. The problem with him, and I think Abs will agree with me here, is that he's suffering from a lack of competition and being played, practically every game. The poor boy's being, run into the ground, and we've had some idiots who've literally said that, it's a good thing that we're doing this to Saka because if he wants to be world class, he has to make sure he plays every game. But I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way.
You got rested.
No, exactly. You have to rest him the way Alex Ferguson rested Ryan Giggs at the beginning of his
He's
career.
young as well.
And I get that, Step C, but here's the thing. We're also having an increasing occurrence of people breaking down with, heart-related problems. And there's no guarantee that players' health, the health of players will be, pristine for the remainder of their careers. So a little bit of prudence is required. And if you are not going to have any kind of competition for him, he's going to suffer. Aston Villa have got Moussa Diaby and Leon Bailey. One starts, the other one comes off the bench. They compete with each other, but they bring out the best in each other. That is what we need. But I'm going for. Yeah, but here's the thing: we need to move on because we're almost out. I was just saying
that Bournemouth and raise that money for the British Heart Foundation, and by the start of next season, there should be enough defibrillators in every football stadium for what happened to Lockyer. So they raise that money, and there'll be a defibrillator all around it in every different stadium.
Maybe. But anyway, listen, it's time to move on. We can't keep talking about this. And
anyway, mate, I'm going 2-0. Well,
sorry,
Arsenal.
Mr. B. Yeah,
2-0 Arsenal.
So you think that we'll be too strong for the Wolves, huh, Mr. B?
Yeah, I love Wolves, and I think Gary O'Neill was a great manager, but I just still think Arsenal will have too much there. Even after that, I know.
Right. Okay, very good. Now, of course, let's come to Sunday's fixtures. And, of course, I've mentioned that we do have the FA Cup to deal with. An interesting subplot is that Mark Robbins, who saved Fergie's job back in the day, could be the one to send Ten Hag packing if they fail to win the FA Cup this season. So, Orest, at the top of the show, you said that United would lose this game. Why do you think so?
Because we're shit. Listen, we are terrible, Manny. We are absolutely terrible. Listen, I was fuming last weekend against Bournemouth because there's no tactics. It's just free. It's just like hoofball FC United. For me, I've been telling everyone, United struggle to string 2 or 3 passes because we panic. There's all players that panic and then kick the ball out and hope that someone gets the ball. But this game, I can see an upset. I really can. The thing is, I think this is the match where Ratcliffe decides if he should sack Ten Hag or not. So if we do lose, he'll be gone. He will be gone. Now, in terms of players that we've got available, I mean, Maguire's back. Apparently, listen, I saw United page saying Maguire, McTominay, and someone else is back. McTominay being back isn't good, so I don't know why they include McTominay being back, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. Listen, I know it's Coventry City. People say, yeah, first you should be saying United win. They lost 3-0 to Birmingham, but this is the FA Cup. Like, there's upsets. There's an upset inevitable to happen. So, listen, I really hope we do get to the final. And I want Chelsea. I want Chelsea in that final. So, give me Chelsea so we can slap these up.
I think something tells me you're still salty about that 4-3 win. But what's your score prediction then for this one?
Score prediction, I'm going to go with a 1-0 Coventry win.
Wow, interesting indeed. Now, Stepsy, I'll come to you because as a Luton fan, it was your team that deprived Coventry City the chance to return to the Premiership in the playoff final. So you obviously might know quite a few of the players who played in that game and also maybe some of them who are still in the squad. I don't know if you necessarily follow the Championship these days. People are saying that Coventry are on the up, and of course they are still trying to. At one point, they were doing really well to try and fight for a place in the top 6, but I think they've started to fall away a little bit. But there's something about the FA Cup that always springs about, one of these fairy tale teams. And of course, Coventry last won the FA Cup in 1987, beating Tottenham Hotspur in the final. And people still talk about that match to this very day. But as a Luton fan, you've seen Coventry probably a lot more than any of us on this panel. What do you think are their strengths? And do you think that they have enough to cause a shock? Or do you think United will actually defy Orris' prediction and actually beat them?
Well, I still follow the Championship because it is quite exciting this year with the fights of Leicester, Leeds, and Ipswich doing so well. Obviously, yeah, I've seen Coventry 3 times last season, FA Cup, playoffs, away and at home. When they had Haymo and Gokares were the two main men, they looked dangerous. They had a good connection with each other. Sheaf in the defence was very good as well. They've replaced Gokares with Sims, and they've replaced Haymar with Hadji Wright, the American, which has gone okay, but not as good as Haymar. We all know how good Haymar was. Hadji Wright is okay, but he's not quite Haymar quality just yet. But I think he'll grow into the Coventry team next season. I think he'll be a shine light for him. I do like. Coventry have fallen away from the playoffs recently. They've had a few bad results and a draw and a loss to Birmingham. They are a good side on their day. When they played us, they came out. We were 1-0 up in the playoffs. They came back out and they put up a really good fight. They changed their system and got their goal through Haymar, and it was went to penalties. So they are a good side. They know how to grind out results, and that performance they had against Wolves in the FA Cup, where they just kept grinding out to the final whistle, was commendable. I don't think Man United will be that as bad as Wolves. I think Man United know if they can score, they'll shut up shop. They're quite good at doing that. I see Coventry scoring, but I think Man United will be just a bit too much quality. I like Anthony now. He's coming to the game a lot more, which is good for Man United point of view. He's got to pay that price tag that he's got on his head. So, but I'm going for Man United 3, Coventry 1.
Oh, nice. So I think Cameron's predicted that same scoreline too. Mr. B, I know that you have been waxing lyrical about Gary O'Neill, so you might not have been fond to have seen Coventry beat O'Neill's Wolves in the quarter-final. And Coventry have proven that they deserve to be there on merit, but obviously when it comes to United and FA Cup heritage, football heritage, as people would say, you just can't ignore that, as it were. So how do you see this match panning out?
Well, I'd love to see Coventry get through. I always like the underdog to do well. But, I just think I've got a feeling United are going to be jammy again and get through. I just got a feeling because they've been so jammy lately and they're still getting points. I mean, we had 31 shots against them, by the way, Orris. And still
bring that up. That's like a month ago. Give up.
Yeah, how come we couldn't beat them? They had 31 shots. They still got a 1-1 draw. Oh. Anyway, man, I'd love to see Coventry win, but I don't think they will. I think United to get through. I'm going 2-1 United.
Ooh,
Ab's got to go in a minute, so I'll go to Abs for his prediction.
What did you say?
I said Ab's got to go in a minute, so
yeah, I've got to drop off in a minute. I've got to drop off.
Okay. So before you boys drop off, I'll allow you to shout yourselves out, but we'll start with our guests first. Abs, thank you for coming in. Do please shout yourself out if you have your own YouTube channel. If you do, what streams do you have coming up, and where can we find you on social media?
Yeah, so
Oh, he's gone. Oh, he's gone.
Oh, for heaven's
Oh.
sake.
I know he's got a stream at 9. I know he's going for a stream at 9 tonight, so I don't
No, he's back. He's back.
That
He's
was a curse.
He's back.
Yeah,
I'm sorry about that. Yeah.
It's the Arsenal curse.
He's back.
I'm telling you, mate. Don't bring up that bottle again, you know. Football
All right,
bounce,
boys. Stop the laughing. Let him speak. Abs, go ahead.
Football Bounce channel. I've got a show coming up at 9 o'clock. It's called the Friday Link Up. Me and my friend Onome. If you guys already know Onome, we used to be a professional footballer. We're gonna chop it up. I haven't spoken to him for ages. It's just gonna be like a nice chat. Tomorrow I've got 2 watch-alongs, Arsenal and a semi-final FA Cup as well. So yeah, come and join me. But also I was going to do my prediction. I thought Coventry were going to win tomorrow, but I'm kind of swaying towards Man United now because they're playing at Wembley, aren't they?
Yeah.
So I don't know whether Coventry are going to be able to hack it on the big pitch, but my heart says Coventry, but my head says Man United. So I think Man United will just get over the line. I think Bruno, will get a penalty or something. And Rashford's going to score a 25-yarder. So, yeah. But, guys, I'm out, yeah? But thank you for having me, Oris. Thank you for having me, Manny. Mr. B, big up your chest. And Steps in my boy, as always. If you ain't busy tomorrow, come and join me, man. But I'm out anyway. Peace, people. Big up the chat as well, yeah?
All right. Take
worries,
care of yourself.
Peace, everyone. Peace, man.
Take care of yourself. And thank you for coming. All right, Stepsy, if you have to leave,
No, I don't have to leave.
You don't have to leave. You just said about Abs leaving.
No, I just said I said Abs.
Okay. So before we move on, I'm giving my prediction. I'm going to say that this match will end the 2-2 draw, but United will just edge Coventry out on penalties. They are jammy, but maybe this season they're going to dodge this trophy, and that's what will make them a bunch of jammy dodgers indeed. Now, of course, we've got 4 Premier League games to focus on Sunday, and this one sees 2 teams already in the dock in terms of having had points docked, and I think Forest's appeal will be, in a few days from now. But they're up against an Everton team, obviously, that looked very out of sorts against Chelsea. And the only reason why Jordan Pickford will be starting for England in the Euros is because the other goalkeepers who will be in the squad are quite frankly useless. And yes, Aaron Ramsdale, I'm looking at you. I'm almost if I was Southgate, I'll almost be tempted to drop the lot of them and recall Joe Hart, Jack Button, and maybe bring in someone else. But given that it's Southgate, he won't do that. But
Martinez is English, so.
Via residency, Mr. B. Now that you mentioned, he could have qualified for England, but I do believe he played a couple of internationals for Argentina, so maybe he wouldn't have been eligible. But it is what it is. I mean, why would he want to play for England when he's now a world champion with Argentina and Lionel Messi? It's worked out well. So, Mr. B, I'm going to start with you on this one. Obviously, we've got 2 teams near the bottom, 2 teams very much, threatened by relegation, 2 teams both having points deducted who are now having to play out of their skins. And I don't know if I can really see much hope for either of these teams in this particular game. And what might save them is that Sheffield United and Burnley are so much worse. But it's going to be tight with these 2 and Luton rather, fighting to stay alive. But what do you think is going to happen in this game, Steve?
Oh, it's a tough one, Manny. Well, whoever wins, they both lose at the end of the day because they're both losing points. So I think it's going to be a tight one, though. I think Forest to win because they've just got a few more players that could score than Everton. Because Everton have only got rely on one or two players that can maybe get a goal, Beto or Calvert-Lewin or something. So I think Forest have got a little bit more. I'm going to go 2-1 Forest for this one.
Okay, interesting prediction over there. Stepsy, what say you?
So this all relies on, because we played before Forest and Everton, so this all relies on the Luton result, really. I'm obviously so I said Luton to win 2-1. Going to the Everton Forest game, none of them want to lose. I think it'll be very tight. I think they'll cancel each other out. I'm going for the dullest of dull 0-0.
Okay. Oris, are you there? What do you think will happen between Everton and Nottingham Forest?
I'm here. Everton Forest. Oof.
It would have been a Luton result. I do believe that. How they
Gonna
play.
go with 1-1.
Well, for me, of course, Sean Dyche is a former Nottingham Forest player, so he will obviously be motivated more to try and get one over on his old club. And I think obviously he's done a marginally better job at coaching his team than Nuno Santo, and I just think the Forest will still obviously, you know, they're always capable of having a pretty poor day, and in what is a relegation 6-pointer. I think Everton will probably be more motivated to respond to that poor performance against Chelsea with a win. So I'm going for a very tight 2-1 win. It's going to be either one of Beto or Calvert. I think Calvert-Lewin might be injured, so it might be Beto who will be starting. I'm not too sure. But one of the midfielders should get the other goal.
Manny,
I think if I was to go for a team, Manny, I think I'll go for Everton because we still got to play Everton and we get 3 points back off them if they do win. So if they do win, we've got to play them at home. If we can beat them at home, I'd rather them win them not in Forest. But hypothetical at the moment. So
yeah, I get
until the dots are in, I won't be able to give that. But yeah, I'm still saying 0-0.
Yeah, but I'll take your prediction now as a draw, perhaps, and I know you're being a little bit flexible. I understand that. Okay, now of course we come to the next game, of course, and this is a game which will feature a team which was successful in Europe, the only English team to succeed, but who might be having a bit of a hangover given that they had to go to penalties. And of course, they were 2 minutes away from exiting the competition, but Matthew literally cashed in, pun intended. And the thing about this particular game, obviously, is that Aston Villa now are coming into a state a bit of something resembling their stride after some poor results. The Arsenal game, in as much as it was a horrible result for me personally, was a terrific result for Emery and Martinez and company, and I was absolutely happy for them. The way we treated those two was absolutely despicable. And I keep telling people, if you allow yourselves to, banter people and, mock people and say, we're going to make you regret leaving Arsenal, or you were never good enough for us anyway, they're going to come back and prove a point, and on Sunday they won all three. The thing is, though, I do predict that Aston Villa might make a few changes for this game because there's no way that their players can't be knackered after their exertions. In any case, Douglas Luiz will still be suspended. He's got another game to sit out. This is the one. So Emery should still be able to play the 4-2-3-1, and that will be McGinn and someone else with him. Could it be Tielemans? I don't know. Maybe Tielemans. If not Tielemans, it could very well be Tim Irogbunam, I think, because he did start against City. So he's going to have to rotate his squad quite a bit. And it could also mean, I actually think, that Martinez will be rested so that Robin Olsen will play, because Olsen's going to need a few minutes to prepare for that first leg of the semi-final, which, for what it's worth, will be at Villa Park. Villa have been magnificent at Villa Park in the Conference League. But when it comes to this particular game, they're still going to want to bank on their home record against a Bournemouth team that is capable of playing some really good football under Iriola. And also, you could say that Iriola's coaching style is a little bit like Emery's in a way in terms of formation and tactics or what have you. And they do have some very dangerous players. I just think, though, that Villa will depend on the strength of their home crowd. And I know, Mr. B, obviously, and you can agree that Villa were very lucky against your lot. I'm pretty certain that the win over Liverpool are giving them a second win, so I'm confident enough to go for a tight 2-1 win. And I think if they are able to win, that will strengthen their hold on fourth spot, even though Tottenham will still have 2 games in hand over them. So, Mr. B, you obviously played them all too more recently than Orist and Stepsy's teams. How do you see this match panning out?
Yeah, well, I thought you had like split loyalties there, mate, because you like both teams, didn't you? Villa and Bournemouth, you got affinity with, didn't you? So
no question of split loyalties, mate. I mean, Arsenal will always be my team. I predicted a 3-1 win for Arsenal. I wanted Arsenal to win, but I'm always going to have respect for those people who played with us, who managed with us, and did a good job with us. And anyone who sees it fit to, mock them is not worthy of respect from my side. But enough about me. What about you? What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah. Well, as you say, I think they were lucky against us, Manny Villa. But at the end of the day, it was still a draw. We should have won it. But there we go. We can't keep saying that. Can't cry over spilt milk. But at the end of the day, I think Villa have still had too much for Bournemouth here. I think Bournemouth are a decent team, and you got Solanke and everything. They're going to score goals as usual, but I just think Villa will still have too much. I mean, they could be a bit tired after that, European excursion. So, but I'm actually going to go for a draw here. I'm going to go for a Desmond here.
Aston Villa 2, Bournemouth 2. Very interesting. Very interesting. Stepsy, what say you?
Well, we played Bournemouth the other week, and there's one thing about Bournemouth that I speak to the boys from back of the net quite regularly, and they said that their goalie tends to stay on his line a bit too much. He doesn't come out and claim his area a lot. He stays on his line a bit too much.
That's right.
And they said that's their downfall when balls come to the area. He's on his line, and it gives the strikers more of a chance to score, like Morris did. But I do like Bournemouth. They've got some good players, like Mr. B said, but their main player and their playmaker is Semedo. They rely on Semedo to deliver a lot. A lot of balls go through Semedo, and he likes a pop shot as well. And he's very dangerous. Solanke, always dangerous, always there or thereabouts. Kluivert is getting into his stride now, adapting to the Premier League. He looks dangerous. But Villa, on the other hand, I mean, they've got a good squad. They can rotate quite well. Like you said, it could be Tielemans or someone else in midfield. John McGinn's, everything goes through him. He's like their talisman. Watkins up front as well, bangs in goals. I like their defence on Thursday looked good at times, and Torres was pulling a few strings and going forward quite a bit, which I quite enjoyed.
Yeah.
Villa at home are a good side. I think they'll win this comfortably, just because of the quality that they do possess in the middle of the park. Not a lot goes through John McGinn. A lot of stuff stays with him. So I'm going to go for Villa 3, Bournemouth 1.
Wow. Well, I mean, obviously, I think I was talking with my friend who supports Bournemouth, and I think the reason why he says that Neto does tend to stay on his line is because he's being asked to do so by his goalkeeping coach, the former Southampton and Bournemouth goalkeeper, Neil Moss. I think it's a pretty poor strategy because I think the people at the back of the net channel will tell you that Neto did used to come out. He used to come out and claim quite a few crosses, but now he's being asked not to. It's not really something that is really helpful for him in many ways, especially if you have a situation where, against Everton when they played, it was just him and Chris Mepham who were going for the ball, and the lack of communication. It can prove fatal. So if they want to protect Neto, then maybe they should make sure that he's asked to play the way he normally plays. But they're going to have to organise their defence. So that could be a bit of a risk there. But again, depending on the lineup that Aston Villa put out, I do expect some changes. I expect maybe Duran could start for Watkins, Olsen in for Martinez, Alex Moreno in for Luca Digne or whoever it may be. And it's probably going to be a little bit tighter. But Aston Villa should... hold on a minute. Aston Villa should win this one. But Orest, I'm going to come to you. What do you think is going to happen between Villa and Bournemouth?
I can't hear Money.
You can't hear. You can't hear.
Hold on a minute.
Let me leave and join back.
his mic's probably funny. He's gone mute now.
No, I can't hear Mr. B.
He's
What's
mute.
going on now?
Oh, I can't hear Manny now.
He's mute. He's gone mute. Mute, Manny. You're mute.
Now you should be able to hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
All right. So we've got
Yeah.
Chelsea fan for the 2-1 Villa win. Anthony Herbert saying it'll be 3-2. And Craig's
Oh.
fine, thank you, Anthony. We were doing the recording of that cherry picking podcast, which should have come out today. And I might be doing a watch along to the Villa Bournemouth game if it's being televised. So I might possibly have him joining me later on to
Good
talk
one,
about
yeah.
that game. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But Orest, if you
Yes.
can hear me, what's
Yeah,
going to
no,
happen?
it's fine. Yeah. It's fine now, yeah.
We're back.
Yeah. So
Score prediction, I'm going to go with 2-1 Villa. 2-1 Villa win.
So exactly the same as me and Chelsea fan then. Very nice. Now we've got 2 more games to go and we'll be done. And I'm really happy that we haven't gone too far over the time limit.
Yeah.
Oliver Glasner obviously wrecking Liverpool's title.
What a
hopes with that
manager.
line. Yep. Quality.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Europa League winner with Eintracht Frankfurt. And I take a look at Palace and I say, you lucky so-and-sos. How did you get a manager like him?
Plot
I
crime.
would trade Glasner, Arteta in for Glasner any day of the week. And yeah, so obviously I'm buoyed by that brilliant win. I think he's gotten the confidence of the boys, really high and up and running. West Ham, of course, have not had the best of results, and their European journey came to an end at the hands of the undefeated Bayer Leverkusen, of course.
What a season.
Yeah, there is a part of me that believes that Glasner will continue to burst West Ham's bubbles. I think I can see Crystal Palace doing really well between now and the end of the season. And next season, if he has a fit squad, he can certainly get them performing really well. But Stepsy, you can have this one first. What do you think is going to happen in this game?
Yeah, I like Glasner. I think he's, like you said, he's done a very good job at Frankfurt, and like Palace managed to get him in very, very quickly after Hodgson got taken ill. Like I said, West Ham did put up a good fight against Bayer because they had the green for a bit, and then like second half they did get a bit tired because they were playing the ball around quite beautifully at times. Palace, for me, could have had more goals against Liverpool. Mateta, he had 2 chances. The chip that he done didn't have enough legs on it to get over the line. If it had a bit more speed on it, that would have gone in. Robinson would have got there, but he managed to get there. And the one that he missed from a yard out, I still don't know how he missed that. I mean, that was more harder to miss than to score. West Ham, on the other hand, have some good players in their ranks. I think they'll want to try and push again for another European spot. They have played more games than most teams around them, so they're going to need the points. I think Moyes will be saying to them, look, lads, do what you've done against Bayern, keep it tight, keep going, and see what you can do for 90 minutes instead of half, then to 45, because we're going to need the points with teams around us. I'm going for Palace 1, West Ham 2.
Ooh, so West Ham to recover from from being wounded in Europe. Mr. B, I'm not too sure you can concur with that, or do you?
Well, the thing is, I think, as you say, West Ham must be a bit tired after the European match, but then a lot of teams will be that played in Europe, but then you still got to come back, haven't you? You got to prove your fitness to come back and get back to the Premiership. So, I think it's going to be closer. I actually think it's going to be a draw in this one. I'm going 1-1, Palace and West Ham.
Okay, interesting indeed. Orest, Palace against West Ham, London derby at Selhurst Park. What say you?
Interesting. Oliver Glasner, obviously, listen, the way they played football at Anfield, that is, listen, fair play, man. Like, wow. It's for the setup for the first goal, it's brilliant. But Palace, West Ham, Yeah, I'm gonna go with 3-1 Palace. You know, I really do. 3-1 Palace.
Whoa,
West.
3-1.
I don't
Ooh,
understand.
a
What's
very,
going on?
a very, very big win here for me. Obviously, I've gone for a 2-1 to Palace, but Chelsea fan believes it'll be a 1-0 scoreline for the Hammers. So this is a match which is dividing some opinions here, and it's good to see. And so the final game from the game week features Liverpool, who are also wounded from their European exploits. And as you said,
Oh.
Mr. B, you've got to come back. You've got to prove your fitness.
Yeah.
You've got to prove that you still have what it takes to play. Now, you know, they're out of Europe. They are out of the FA Cup. I think their league challenge is almost over. But again, if they can win and Arsenal fail to win, they do go back temporarily top of the table. And of course, a reunion for Harvey Elliott against his former teammates. But Fulham is not a nice place to go and play, as I can testify as an Arsenal fan. But, you know, Liverpool have got to bounce back and do well. And they do have a decent record against Fulham, as far as I can see.
David Yeager.
Mr. B.
Um,
Mr. B.
yeah.
What say you?
I you know what, I think Fulham could produce an upset here. You know, I just think the way Liverpool are going at the moment, they were so lucky. I mean, I don't know how they even got a 1-0. I mean, you look at Salah, that chance he missed, and he could have knocked it over the goalie. And that was a terrible miss. And that could have been different, you know. If he'd finished that chance, and that Salah don't usually miss them like that, does he?
No, I don't know.
So I think Fulham could do them here, because I think Fulham are a really good team as well, and they do produce upsets at times. So I'm going to go 2-1 Fulham here.
Ooh, interesting. So you're saying that the Cottagers will continue departing Klopp's slump in form? Stepsy, do you concur?
I do. I think Fulham will win 2-1 as well. I think Klopp. I think Liverpool huffed and puffed on Thursday night. They got the early goal. I thought, oh, here we go. It's going to be a turnaround. And pretty much shut up shop after that. They said, well, you got one. We're not going to give you another one. And how much Liverpool tried to huff and puff and tried to find a way through. Salah wasn't hitting form. They tried to switch up, getting Elliott on the ball as well to try and produce something. He weren't hitting form either. I just think Liverpool are in a bit of a slump at the moment, and I concur with Mr. B. I'm going 2-1 for them as well.
Well, I'm going to disagree with the both of you, and I'll give my prediction so that Oris can have the final word here. And the reason why I'm going to disagree is because obviously, you know, when you've effectively hit rock bottom, the only way you can go is up. And I did say that Liverpool have a more than decent record against Fulham in recent times. This is going to be the sort of game where Liverpool will have to show what they're made of, and their forwards and midfielders cannot keep missing chances forever. They will look back on all those missed chances, especially at Old Trafford twice in the FA Cup and the Premier League, and say, you know, those have cost them effectively at the end of the season. But I think Fulham is going to be a place where they can go back to get back to their old ways, and they should be able to get a win over here. And I'm confident enough to predict a 2-1 win, which won't be pretty. I think Liverpool may miss a few more chances, but crucially, they will score, and they will score more than Fulham. And Arist, you get the final word. What's your prediction? Fulham against Liverpool?
Yeah, I mean, look, Liverpool knocked out to Atalanta. Obviously, lost to Palace, so they're not in good form, man. I thought it was like three loss. Well, obviously they won 1-0, but lost overall. So realistically, factually, 3 losses in a row. You know, the Klopp tour's not looking good if it's only a Carabao Cup. So I'm not sure, man. If they're still doing a parade and a bus tour, then fair play, man. But listen, if they are doing one, might as well go to the corner shop, buy a Carabao Cup drink, and fill up in their buses. But I don't know, man. Listen. Fulham, I said it on Wednesday show on Harry's channel, Sky Spurs Talk. Fulham, I just see them winning. I don't know why, but I see Fulham winning.
Yeah, Barney said that as well.
I think it's going to be, I think I said 2-1 or 2-0, but yeah, one of those two. But yeah, I'm going with 2-1 for them.
Yeah, we should.
Okay. Yeah, so at least Chelsea fan agrees with me. He's going for a 2-1 win. And, with this one, we are now done. And we've just touched an hour and 10 minutes, which isn't too bad at all. Thank you all very much indeed for joining in. And it's that time where we ask everyone to shout out their socials. Stepsy, you first.
I've only got a
Where can
couple.
we find you and what?
Yeah, he doesn't want to
Huh?
do so.
I'll do my Instagram, which is Stepsy Boy.
Yeah.
My Twitter is StepsyBoy82, and you can find me on Xbox if you want my ID. Just DM me.
Okay, very good. Now, Mr. B, you're next. Do tell us about your channels, what you got coming up, and where we can find you and talk to you.
Yeah, Mr. B for Life 182, Mr. B Hive Football Chat. I'd obviously done a preview for the Luton game earlier on with Ty. He come on and we had a good chat about all that and went into it all. It's going to be a tough one. We still couldn't confirm the teams. We sort of got a predicted lineups and stuff, but we don't know for sure. So I'm going to obviously do my usual thing tomorrow. I'm going to do an update thing on the game about 2:30 before the game. So I'll have all the teams through, and then we can obviously talk about it and see how I think then. I mean, I was going for 1-1. I could change depending on the teams.
What am I doing, Mr. B? When I'm at the game?
Sorry about that.
You're doing about 2:30. I'll put the team in the chat. I'll come and do it in the chat for you tomorrow. Our team.
Yeah, okay, mate.
I'll be there, so I'll be able to know what team they put out.
Yeah, because I mean, we don't know because there's nothing come out.
I said I won't know until I'm there.
But anyway, sorry about that, guys. My throat was going, voice is going. A lot of people were like that, but at the end of the day, I've got plenty coming out. So obviously, got some cricket streams coming eventually. I don't know when, might be next week or whatever. And of course, got the review reaction thing for the Luton game. So thanks for having me on again, Horace, and the rest of the guys there. Cheers, lads. Thanks very much. Cheers.
Okay. Now, my turn. Obviously, you can find me on Instagram and Threads at MannyThungathero1981, on Twitter at Thungathero1981, and over here at Horace Talks Football. Also, Del Boy Gunner TV, Coach's Corner, Football United. Shout out to Anthony Herbert, who was in the chat earlier on. Rich Sports, Up the Cherries in all departments. Also, shout out to the Gun Down podcast. I was on there doing a stream yesterday with Carl and also Bertie from Guna Gathering. Anger Management. Do check it out whenever you can. And nothing much else to say except the most important thing that we need to do is to make sure that we treat each other the way that we'd like to be treated. Avoid banter and snide comments. And that means do not ever think of trying to post these ridiculous memes which will make people angry. And as I said to Horace at the beginning of the stream, as I said to him, if you give it, you've got to be prepared to take it back in double measure. But thanks a lot to everyone who joined in the chat, and thanks a lot to our panel. And hope you'll enjoy the weekend, enjoy the sporting action to come. And as always, don't do anything that any of us wouldn't do. But as always, farewell to thee. Goodbye to all of you. God bless. I'm out.
Yeah, I'm going to try to do Talon's voice. Well, you can follow me on Instagram, eh?
Go Deutsch.
I'm doing Talon. Customer is injured, eh? So you see the problem? Customer is injured. Instagram, Horace Talks Footy. Would have been football, but Twitter, they got a cap limit with these names. So on Twitter and Horace Talks Football, obviously here on YouTube. I've just checked on YouTube. Yeah, you know what? YouTube are dodgy, man. I think they took like 2 subscribers away. So now I think we're like 10 away. So guys, let's try and get.
Not right.
Come on, let's probably subs for Horace. Come on.
Yeah, man, guys, come on. Just 10
away.
away.
Well.
10 away this week. And I think it happens to other channels. I think Mr. B, your channels are like. I think there's a lot of channels that YouTube takes subs off for whatever reason. But let's.
Nigel again.
The thing is, yeah.
Awesome.
I think YouTube, when I'm talking about Man United, we want you to be positive about Man United. We want you to be positive. Oh, friends, United friends. But yeah, make sure you guys smash the likes, subscribe if you haven't already. Share the channel out. It will be much appreciated. YouTube friends, but yeah, have a good one. No, let's see if United can beat Coventry. With Arteta friends, Arteta.
Oh, look, there you are. Yeah.
What? Why are you unsubscribing?
No, I've just subscribed.
Oh, but so you haven't subscribed before?
Yeah, but my YouTube on my phone.
Yeah. Sorry. We will see you on Monday because it's a double game week next week. So Monday, yes. I think Man United play Sheffield United. Listen, I swear to God, watch Monday. I mean, it depends on the Coventry, but overall feeling. But I'll save it for Monday. But yeah, there's gonna be so many. You'll beat Sheffield. We'll see on Monday, innit? We'll see on the what. Really interesting.
You have to show your face and hold your head high because you bet them to lose. We will bet them to win. So I'm
going to do a match reaction against Coventry on Sunday. So keep an eye out on the United match reaction, friends. So yeah, keep an eye for that. And
all right, boys, let's knock it off. We've already gone over.
Was it once?